All right, let's dive right into an explainer that is going to completely shatter everything you thought you knew about one of the most controversial ancient Indian sciences. Today we're looking at Tantra, and specifically the Vam Marg. For a really long time, this entire topic has been shrouded in mystery, fear, and quite frankly, just a lot of misinformation. So we are going to look strictly at the ancient source texts to uncover what this path actually is, who it was really built for, and how a profound scientific discipline became entirely misunderstood by society.
Let's just address the giant elephant in the room right off the bat. When you hear the word Tantra, do you immediately picture dark rituals, maybe some immoral acts? Because if you ask the average person on the street today, that is exactly the image that pops into their head. The common perception is entirely tied to dark, destructive, and selfish practices. But is that actually what the ancient texts teach?
Section 1. Tantra Vidya, Society's Misconception. We're separating the actual scriptural reality from the rumor mill.
There's just a massive gap between perception and reality here. Society commonly believes Tantra is all about things like Maran, Mohan, and Vashikaran, basically harming, deluding, and controlling other people for selfish gain, right alongside indulging in alcohol and meat. But the scriptural truth? It's entirely different. According to the original texts, selfish or lustful people are completely, 100% barred from this knowledge. This path is strictly reserved for the virtuous. Think about it. If the wrong people can't even access the true science, then what society sees is just a horrific distortion of the real thing.
Moving on to Section 2. Vedic and Tantric Similarities. Two paths, one foundation. Now, what is really fascinating is that the highest authorities see absolutely no conflict between these paths. Lord Shiva himself actually drops a bombshell here. He confirms that Vedic and Tantric principles are completely identical in theory. He explicitly states that his yagya, or sacred offering, is of three types: purely Vedic, purely Tantric, and a mix of both. The source text explains that the difference between Vedic yoga and Tantric yoga isn't in their foundational theories or their end goals. The only difference is the external tools and instruments they use. That is literally it. So considering Tantra to be this inherently terrifying thing, completely separate from Vedic thought, it's just pointless.
Section 3. The needle and gun example. Understanding the absolute neutrality of tools.
To really get this, think about a needle or a gun. Tantra is entirely neutral. A needle is meant to sew clothes, right? Well, if an unauthorized person takes that needle and uses it to blind someone, you absolutely cannot blame the needle. It's the exact same thing with a gun. In the hands of a criminal, it's a weapon of terror, but in the hands of a highly trained soldier, it's an instrument of protection. The danger lies entirely in the hands of the unauthorized user, not the tool itself. When used properly, Tantra actually brings immense benefits to the world.
Section 4. The true master of Vam Marg. Who is actually authorized?
So if this tool is so incredibly powerful, who actually gets the security clearance to wield it? Well, the Meru Tantra makes it abundantly clear. A lustful or greedy person is strictly barred, no exceptions. The text outlines that only a Jitendriya is authorized. That means someone with absolute, unbreakable mastery and control over their senses. This person must stay completely away from taking others' wealth, lusting after others' wives, and even engaging in idle gossip. Only someone with that staggering level of personal discipline has the true authority to walk the Vam Marg.
Building right on top of that, the Bhav Chudamani text warns that these scriptures are incredibly profound and highly secretive. The true meaning is deeply hidden away. Because of that, only a deeply wise, sense-controlled person who truly understands the essence of the Vedas is capable of churning these texts to extract their real meaning. Anyone else? Anyone who tries to forcefully extract these secrets without that rock-solid foundation is only going to bring misery and sorrow upon themselves.
Section 5. The true meaning of Vaman. Correcting a massive historical mistranslation.
Okay, this brings us to a massive, game-changing linguistic mistranslation. For centuries, people have wrongly assumed that Vam Marg translates to the crooked or reverse path. And why? Because the word Vam in common later vernacular was sometimes used to mean left, crooked, or inverted. So society just assumed, oh, this must be the crooked path. This single massive assumption is the literal root of the entire dark stereotype.
But you have to look at what the authentic ancient linguistic texts actually say. The definitive ancient etymological text, the Nirikta, along with the scholar Acharya, prove that the root word Vam actually signifies someone who is praiseworthy. It literally translates to a highly wise, elevated yogi. So the Vam Marg is absolutely not the crooked path. It is the path of the praiseworthy yogi. This completely turns that dark stereotype on its head, and it perfectly aligns with the incredibly strict eligibility rules we just talked about.
Section 6. Lord Shiva's Warning. The Extreme Boundaries of Vam Marg.
Knowing exactly how powerful this path is, Lord Shiva did not leave it unprotected. He emphasizes that this path is so staggeringly rigorous that even highly accomplished yogis struggle to walk it. It's described as profoundly deep and highly inaccessible. I mean, if great yogis find it difficult, the idea that some corrupt, immoral person could master it is completely laughable according to the scriptures.
And he doesn't stop there. He leaves a terrifying curse for the unauthorized. The text clearly states that if an unqualified, lustful person attempts to hijack this knowledge to commit sins, they are met directly with Lord Shiva's curse. The scripture doesn't mince words. The lustful one who attempts the Vam Marg is destined to fall straight into utter ruin, or hell. This path offers absolutely no sanctuary for the wicked.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to really ponder. We've seen today how a profound, highly disciplined science, meant only for the absolute wisest among us, has been reduced to a dark myth in the public eye. So how much of our ancient, disciplined science have we accidentally destroyed through simple rumors, societal fears, and lazy linguistic mistranslations? When we actually take the time to look at the original source texts, the truth is incredibly empowering. I highly encourage you to always question the popular narrative and go straight to the original sources.